Welcome to Fox 54 News at 6. I'm Kenesha Dees. The Sheffield community heartbroken after a fire destroyed a beloved locally owned restaurant early this morning. When firefighters arrived, they say they saw it shooting 20 to 30 feet from the roof. A fire. Look at that scene right there captured on video. 2 large fire engines were deployed as crews brought the fire under control, but the building a total loss. Fox 54's Logan Alexandra Russell spoke with the owner of a local competing restaurant who says they're praying for strength, healing, and a speedy rebuild for their fellow business owners.
Behind me is what is left of a restaurant after a fire in Sheffield this morning. The fire was reported a little after 5 a.m. at the Ichiban restaurant off the South Jackson Highway. Earlier this afternoon, remnants of smoke could still be seen coming out of what was left of the roof. Rubble and debris surround the outside of the building, and the side of the restaurant also appears to be partially collapsed. Yellow tape is still blocking off the area surrounding the restaurant as the fire hose is still connected to the hydrant. The owner of their competition, Outlaw Sushi, says he was shocked when he woke up to the news about the fire. He immediately posted to Facebook sharing his love and support for the restaurant owners and staff.
When you see it that it's completely demolished and burned to the ground, it tears at your heart a little bit because you know there are people involved.
He says the two establishments had a friendly rivalry, but all jokes are put aside when it comes to things like this morning's incident.
We have a lot of fun with the competition and the rivals, but at the end of the day, it's community, it's people. Those are people's lives over there. When you see something like that on social media and you see something that's burned like that, all that goes out the window, and it's how can we help?
A server at Stefano's, just a few doors down from Ichiban, also shared their thoughts on the devastating fire. She says she feels deeply for those who are affected, especially financially.
I was hoping that everybody was okay, that no one was injured. And yeah, it's going to be a big expense. I mean, it's just a big expense that's gone now, and they're going to have to replace all that stuff, and I feel for them.
Many in the Sheffield community have also expressed their love for the restaurant on social media today, many being longtime regulars. They say Ichiban is a beloved local spot and it breaks their heart to see it destroyed. From Sheffield, Logan Alexandra Russell, Fox 54 News.
Fire marshals are investigating the cause of that fire, and for Ichiban's top fans, they have another location in Florence for you to enjoy while they do rebuild in Sheffield. We'll have updates for you as this story develops. And we'll take you over to Huntsville from earlier today. Another beautiful display across the sky, pretty blue and some clouds there, little streaks of clouds. This was over at Pratt Avenue. Beautiful, I might add. I'm joined now by Fox 54 Weather Impact Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. Jordan, daytime has now turned to night. Are we expecting clear and quiet night?
Yeah, we're going to get a very similar night compared to what we had this afternoon, and that it's going to be very difficult to find much in the way of any cloud cover. Maybe some upper-level cirrus clouds, just like we had there over Huntsville through the course of the day. But other than that, we're not really talking about anything major through the rest of the evening. 57 right now in Huntsville. Feels beautiful outside, especially when you consider the fact that it is mid to late November. 58 in Coleman, 57 in Albertville, 59 degrees right now in Russellville, and a pair of 66s for both Pulaski and Fayetteville up in southern and middle Tennessee. We hold steady in the low 50s through the rest of the evening. 54 at 7 o'clock, 52 at 8, 51 9 and 10 p.m. Maintaining that mostly clear sky with just some upper-level cirrus clouds. That'll be about it. Radar looks nice and quiet this evening. It's going to stay that way as we head into the overnight and then early into your Tuesday, but I think that could change as we head into Tuesday night and then at other periods of time as we head into the later part of the work week, especially as we head into Friday. We'll talk about it in great detail here in just a couple of minutes.
Huntsville police say a man shot over the weekend on Maston Lake Road has died. The suspect you see here on your screen, Shakiria Hampton, officers responded just before 5 p.m. to the 4700 block of Maston Lake Road to that reported shooting on Saturday. It's where they found Michael Darden with a gunshot wound. Life-saving measures were performed before he was taken to the hospital. HPD say Darden and Hampton were involved in a domestic dispute when she shot him. Hampton was arrested and booked into the Madison County Jail on a murder charge. A Crossville woman was arrested after deputies say they found more than a pound of meth during a traffic stop in Etowah County. According to authorities, the suspect, identified as Christy Peppers, was pulled over by the Etowah County Drug Enforcement Unit. During the stop, investigators say 1.5 pounds of meth, along with other drugs and a gun you see pictured there, was found. Peppers was arrested and booked into the Etowah County Jail on a $100,000 bond. Authorities say she was on federal probation at the time and federal charges may be added. Two Georgia residents are behind bars after Coleman police say they're behind a scam targeting elderly shoppers. Authorities say the pair convinced seniors to get in their car, drove them to Walmart, and used their personal information to open fake AT&T accounts and get iPhones. Officers arrested Cavanta Price and Tiffany Carter at the Olive Street Walmart as they tried to target another victim, authorities say. They're charged with financial exploitation of the elderly, second-degree attempted theft of property, and third-degree theft of property. Well, check this out. A tractor completely destroyed in a fire last night in Hazel Green. Just take a look. According to Hazel Green Volunteer Fire and Rescue, crews spent hours on the scene making sure the fire didn't spread to the large number of cotton bales in the area. Newmarket Fire Department was also called in to help. The cause of that fire is still unknown. Owens Cross Road City Council will hold a meeting tomorrow afternoon, giving the public a chance to comment on Pathway of Madison County, a controversial all-girls behavioral facility. The council made the decision to pursue legal action against the facility after a special called meeting last Thursday. These changes come after the facility has had multiple escapes and even a riot last year. The work session will start at 5:30, followed by a regular meeting at 6. Huntsville Utilities will resume charging late fees and disconnecting services for unpaid accounts on January 5th. The utility company says the suspension has been in place since August, when it began transitioning to a new software system and extended during the government shutdown to help out customers. Anyone who may be behind on payments are encouraged to contact the customer contact center at 256-535-1200 or email custserve@hsvutil.com. After the recent federal government shutdown, Alabama SNAP recipients are seeing changes to how they receive food benefits. Today, we take a look at what's new, who is impacted, and how the program will operate moving forward. Work requirements have been expanded and time limits adjusted for certain people. Those who are vulnerable may need additional verification. Officials say full funding is secured through October of next year, and recipients should reapply as required. Fox 54's Valentina Chalala tells us more.
The SNAP program helps low-income families buy groceries, but new federal rules will now require some adults to meet work or volunteer requirements to keep their benefits. Existing SNAP recipients will be affected when they reapply, while new applicants are subject to the rules immediately. Officials emphasize that SNAP is funded through October of next year, ensuring stability for families despite these changes. Carol Gunlock of Alabama Arise says certain groups may face additional verification requirements.
People who are between, for example, 55 and 64, people who have children over the age of 14, veterans, people who are homeless, have to prove that they are engaged in some kind of work activity in order to continue to receive SNAP. I think that the people who are going to be most impacted are people who are particularly vulnerable and don't fit into need categories.
Gunlock encourages SNAP participants to continue reapplying as required and to contact local DHR offices with any questions about their benefits. In Huntsville, I'm Valentina Chalala, Fox 54 News.
State officials say the program is fully operational now, but families are encouraged to stay informed and reapply when required to ensure continued access to SNAP benefits. Airlines are resuming its normal schedules in the U.S. today as the FAA lifts its flight restrictions that affected 40 major airports during the government shutdown. And the news might be a relief for people flying over Thanksgiving weekend. That's the busiest air travel period of the year, according to TSA data. Experts say passengers should still check airline apps for delays or cancellations, but for more typical reasons like weather. We do have a couple Fox 54 traffic impact alerts for you tonight. The eastbound lanes of Hobbs Island Road will be closed tomorrow as crews replace a valve and work on water services. The closure will run from 2286 Hobbs Island Road to Hyatt Drive from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Flaggers and pilot cars will be on site to guide traffic. You're asked to avoid the area if possible. Norfolk Southern closing all crossings in Fort Payne from 38th Street North to 8th Street North for maintenance. As of 9 a.m. today, the 5th Street crossing is still open. The work is expected to last up to 3 weeks. Drivers can expect delays, use alternate routes, and allow extra travel time during the closures.
We are not talking about a bunch of people sitting around getting high, and all we want to do is get high.
We learned from folks in the hemp industry just how impactful these new federal regulations could be. Stay with us. And some of us love this big bird, and some of us love it fried. What we don't love is a home we can't enjoy it in. We've got some turkey frying safety tips up ahead. Part of the deal to end the government shutdown could limit hemp-based products of all kinds across the country. The new legislation going into effect next November overrides prior state legislation that already crippled the hemp industry. The ban puts even stricter regulations on an industry that brings in more than $24 billion annually. It also has an impact on local dispensaries, forcing hundreds of small businesses to close or limit their operations across the state. Fox 54's Caleb Aguayo shows us the new law's effects.
Part of the continuing resolution to end the government shutdown includes legislation that's set to block hemp-based consumables across the country, and advocates here in Alabama say that's going to endanger over $1 billion in tax revenue and close thousands of businesses nationwide. The push started with Alabama's House Bill 445, which goes into effect at the end of the year. It regulates the 2018 Farm Bill by limiting the sale of many hemp-based products containing other psychoactive forms of THC, like Delta-8, Delta-10, and THCA. That bill is set to be superseded with the passage of the new federal legislation, which limits all THC in hemp products to below 0.3%. Local business owners and advocates here in Huntsville say that's going to severely limit the products they can sell, forcing many to close their doors because of the loss in revenue. A spokesperson for the Alabama Cannabis Coalition, Jennifer Boozer Stewart, says this legislation will have widespread consequences for business owners and for Alabamians.
We're talking about veterans. We're talking about elderly people. We're talking about soccer moms and businessmen. We are not talking about a bunch of people sitting around getting high and all we want to do is get high. That is the vast majority of our customers are people who need real solutions to real problems that they could not get from conventional medicine or anywhere else.
But state lawmakers are saying it will regulate an otherwise uncontrolled industry, protecting consumers and children alike. The Alabama Cannabis Coalition is urging business owners to keep their heads up while industry leaders fight the legislation. In Huntsville, I'm Caleb Aguayo, Fox 54 News.
So, Caleb, I'm learning that folks in the hemp industry are urging business owners or whomever to essentially rally together and I guess you would say lobby to their local legislators.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. That's kind of sort of what's going on. I've been hearing all day that I guess the alcohol industry has been lobbying to kind of ban hemp products, and now the hemp industry, or business owners in the hemp industry, the Alabama Cannabis Coalition, are kind of going to be working together to kind of lobby to I guess, bring it back. That was the gist of what I got today.
Wow, and we kind of got into the nuts and bolts of House Bill 445 and this new bill that was part of ending the government shutdown. Like, how does it differ?
So I guess with the old legislation, it was kind of unregulated from what I gathered, but this new legislation, this new continuing resolution that they just passed last week, it's going to keep 0.4 milligrams per container. So it's going to severely limit how much THC of any kind is allowed in a product.
Wow, a lot to learn, and I'm sure we're going to learn along the way.
Yeah.
Thank you so much,
Yeah,
Caleb, as
thank you.
always. All right, coming up, turkey, check. Turkey fryer, check. What about turkey frying tips? Well, we have a few reminders to make sure you fry that big bird safely. And Jordan, nice day. Will the Tennessee Valley continue to have a nice night?
Yeah, it's going to be a really nice night across the area. Temperatures drop into the mid-40s and then do a really good job at warming up as we head into your Tuesday. We'll talk about it in just a bit.
Now, the Tennessee Valley's certified most accurate forecast from the FOX54 Weather Impact Team.
Can't believe in about a week, more than a week really, we'll have Turkey Day. And
Yeah, about a week and a half.
yeah, and I'm ready for it.
Oh, I
but-
am very excited for Turkey Day.
Yeah, but the weather, it's just like leading up to Turkey Day, we've had very cold weather, like actually cold weather, 20-degree weather, to warm weather where you don't need a jacket. Like, what's going on?
Like I was out in shorts and a t-shirt over the weekend, but then early last week we were wearing every bit of winter gear that had been in a box for a year. It's really been quite fun, hasn't it?
Yeah, but I suppose you could expect that in North Alabama this time of year?
Yeah, especially in the month of November. That sort of switch is very normal when you get to November across North Alabama, southern and middle Tennessee. It was a beautiful afternoon, not as warm today as we have been over the last couple of days. It was a very warm weekend across the Tennessee Valley, and today temperatures climbed into the upper 60s. Now, a couple of folks did see the lower 70s. Athens, Decatur, Moulton, Russellville all saw 70 degrees this afternoon. We saw a pair of 66s up in southern and middle Tennessee, and then we also saw another pair of 66s over in northeast Alabama, Scottsboro, and Fort Payne. Both saw high temperatures this afternoon of 66 degrees. Now, while these numbers were cooler compared to what we had over the weekend, these numbers actually a good 5 to 6 degrees above where we should be as we head into late November. The average high temperature right around 63 or 64 degrees. Temperatures currently sitting in the mid-50s across the Tennessee Valley. 57 right now in Huntsville, 56 in Coleman, sitting at 60 in Russellville, 59 in Florence. Now we are a little bit cooler up in southern and middle Tennessee, 54, 53 for Pulaski and Fayetteville. It'll be a great night. Temperatures drop into the mid-40s. We're going to be much warmer tonight compared to what we had last night. Last night we dropped into the mid-30s across the Tennessee Valley. Look at this. We're only going to drop into the mid-40s. I've got a low temperature right around 47 degrees. It'll be great for the kids at the bus stop tomorrow morning. It'll be great for you as you head out the door for work. Look at that, 54 at 7, 58 by 8, 62 by 9. Now we are going to begin to see a slight increase in the amount of cloud cover, but still plenty of sunshine. Upper 60s by the time we get to 10 a.m. Got a high temperature, or temperature at 10 a.m. right around 66 degrees. I've got a high temperature right around 75. We are going to be dry tomorrow afternoon, but a scattered shower is going to be possible as we head into the later part of the evening, early into the overnight. We'll talk about that in just a second. As we head into Wednesday and Thursday especially, we're talking about the potential for record-breaking heat across the Tennessee Valley. We're not going to see that on Tuesday, forecast 75, record 80. But then once we get to Wednesday, forecast 79, record 81. So we could get incredibly close. We are going to get close. We could beat it. And then forecast 79 on Thursday, record on Thursday is actually 79 degrees. Really going to be warm over the next few days. Radar looks nice and quiet, and it's going to stay that way for at least the next 24 hours. Here's Futurecast, 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning. Again, small increase in the amount of cloud cover. You're going to continue to notice that as we go about Tuesday afternoon and Tuesday evening. But then look what happens as we head into the overnight. Now a couple of isolated showers begin to develop across the Tennessee Valley. Emphasis here on a couple of isolated showers. It'll occur while you're asleep, and you probably won't even notice it. Futurecast has us dry by the time we get to the Wednesday morning commute. And then from there, as we head into Wednesday afternoon, we'll begin to lose a lot of the cloud cover. We get to enjoy plenty of sunshine, and it's going to be warm on Wednesday. Like I just showed you, we're going to be bordering 80 degrees. Have a good look at the next 7 days. Really is not a bad 7-day forecast. Now, we do have better opportunities for rain by the time we get to the later part of the work week. Maybe that's a bit of a downside. Friday, a cold front's going to move through. That brings the chance for some scattered showers and thunderstorms. But look at the temperature department. Temperature department really is quite fantastic. Kind of already gone over Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Still warm on Friday. We do see temperatures back off as we head into the weekend and the early part of next week, but we're still going to be above average.
We were just talking about it. Thanksgiving is next week, if you can believe it, and many of us are looking forward to a delicious turkey dinner. But before you deep fry your family's turkey, here are some tips. Fryers should always be used outdoors on a flat, sturdy surface. Avoid overfilling. Test the amount of oil you'll need first by filling your fryer with water and placing the turkey inside. You don't want a situation like that. Make sure your turkey is completely thawed before deep frying. Always monitor the oil's temperature. Deep fryers can easily overheat oil to the point of ignition. Use a kitchen thermometer to keep the oil at the correct temperature and protect yourself and others by wearing oven mitts, gloves, and safety goggles. Well, a local restaurant is opening its doors on Thanksgiving Day to offer free meals to the community. Chuck's Fish in Madison will host a Thanksgiving feast from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. on the 27th. The dinner is open to everyone, no reservation required. Donations are accepted and all proceeds will benefit Madison Visionary Partners. For more information on how to volunteer or to attend, go to fox54.com. A new free art series is coming to the Northwoods neighborhood at the Calvary Hill Community Center. Quarterly at Calvary is a program designed to bring local talent directly to the community, launched by Councilmember Michelle Watkins in Arts Huntsville. The free event kicks off Friday with a Jazz Giving with Friends featuring saxophonist Alex Banks and Tommy Sax legend Friend. The series will continue in 2026 next year with events planned for February, May, and August. The holiday spirit has taken over the camp with the brand new Camp Christmas running from November 28th through December 28th for a full month. Get ready for over-the-top decorations, handcrafted holiday cocktails, and meet Santa, Buddy the Elf, the Grinch, and don't forget Eddie the Yeti, the official mascot, spreading extra cheer. Guests can reserve cozy igloos, fire pits, and pergolas. Here's the best part. It's free and fun for all ages. Mo, what's new with sports?
Well, Caitlin DeBoer and the Crimson Tide's March City SEC title game, well, it took a hit this past weekend. More from the Tide next.
Fox 54 Sports is sponsored by Alpha Insurance.
Hey, sports fans, another Big School Monday is here, and for the first time in 10 weeks, we're talking about an Alabama football team that actually lost in their previous outing. This past Saturday, the Crimson Tide dropped in their first SEC match of the season in a 2-point loss to Oklahoma. The Crimson Tide outgained the OU Sooners by nearly 200 yards and had a better third down efficiency, but Oklahoma took advantage in other key areas like right here. 3 Alabama turnovers. Of course, they also sacked Ty Simpson 4 times. Head coach Kalen DeBoer explained how his team is moving forward after this loss.
I guess the approach I can already see is dialed in. Like I told you, I know the character of this football team, and this is not a time to sit still. This is a time to keep moving forward, and we see areas that we can continue to improve on. But that's what we have done all season long. We continue to push, continue to go back to work, and these guys, again, they've shown how resilient they are, and you can see the want to in the fight. Getting down early in the game the other night, I think, and how we continued to compete is exactly what you see in the big picture of this season and what these guys are all made up of.
All right, Alabama will try to get back into the win column again on Saturday when they take on Eastern Illinois. That game kicks off at 1 p.m. Next Saturday, the Iron Bowl will actually be in prime time as the Crimson Tide traveling down to the Plains to take on the Auburn Tigers. 6:30 p.m. will be your kickoff time. Coming up tonight at 9 on Fox 54, we'll check in with those Auburn Tigers as they prep for Mercer, and we've got women's basketball action. Alabama, Auburn, and Alabama A&M all in action this evening. Kanisha.
Thank you, Mo. Coming up on Fox 54 News at 9, new federal rules could soon ban many hemp-based products nationwide, and Alabama advocates warn it could shut down businesses and cut major tax revenue. Fox 54's Kip Aguayo will let you know more. And new federal rules change who keeps their SNAP benefits. We'll explain who's affected and what families need to know. And later, students at a Marshall County high school just shattered a bed building record, helping kids who don't have a bed of their own. Stick with us and find out how many they made this year. Before we let you go, New York City is known for having the best bagels, but that title went to a different city this weekend at a national competition. About 24 businesses battled it out this year at this year's Bagel Fest competition at Citi Field in Queens, and the winner, Starship Bagel in Dallas, Texas. 13 different states were represented at the contest, including one bagel spot that traveled all the way from Honolulu to compete. Now, I don't eat bagels often, but if I were to pick a bagel